Title: I wish we hadn't taken that detour. A few friends and I were on a road trip last summer, heading to Colorado from Arizona. The drive was long, and we were all getting restless when Emma, riding shotgun, suggested we take a detour down a scenic back road. According to the GPS, it would add only 30 minutes to our trip. The promise of forested views and fewer semi-trucks was all it took to convince us. At first, it was perfect. Winding roads lined with towering pines, sunlight filtering through the branches, and no other cars in sight. We rolled the windows down, blasted some music, and enjoyed the change of pace. But as the sun began to dip behind the mountains, the vibe shifted. The trees started looking wrong. Their branches twisted at unnatural angles, almost like hands reaching out toward the car. The air grew colder too, and the faint scent of smoke wafted in, though we hadn't seen any sign of a fire. I noticed Emma fiddling with her phone. The GPS had lost signal. About 10 minutes later, as dusk settled fully, we came around a bend and saw something standing in the middle of the road. At first, we thought it was a deer, but as we got closer, we realized it wasn't. The creature was tall, at least 7 feet, with a gaunt, almost skeletal body covered in patchy gray skin. Its legs bent backward like a dog's, but its torso was upright. The worst part was its face. Hollow eyes that glowed faintly and a jaw that seemed to unhinge as it opened its mouth. It made a low, guttural noise that didn't sound like anything I'd ever heard. Part growl, part distorted scream. We froze. Nobody said a word, and I stopped the car a good 20 feet away. It stared at us, cocking its head in a disturbingly human way, like it was curious. Then slowly it took a step toward us. That's when Emma screamed, "Go!" I slammed the gas pedal, swerving around the creature, barely missing it. As we passed, I swear I heard it laugh, this wet, gurgling sound that made my stomach churn. We didn't stop driving until we were back on the highway, hours later. When we finally pulled over to catch our breath, we tried to make sense of what we'd seen. Was it some kind of animal with mange? A trick of the light? But deep down, we all knew it wasn't. I checked the GPS later to see where we'd been, but the route didn't exist anymore. Nothing. Just forest. We don't talk about it much, but every now and then, I dream about that creature. In my dreams, it's standing outside my window, cocking its head, curious again. I always wake up before it gets closer, but I'm terrified one day I won't.